Hello, this is Mrs. Brown, and today we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing integers. So if we take a look, here are kind of a breakdown of my rules and symbols. If I'm multiplying two positive numbers, the answer is positive. If I'm multiplying two negative numbers, those cancel and I get a positive. If I have one of each, so one negative and one positive, I get negatives. And the same rules work for division. If they're both positive, the answer is positive. If they're both negative, the answer's going to be positive. If they're one of each, the answer is going to be negative. So let's look at some examples. I've got negative 3 times negative 9. So I do 3 times 9 is 27. I've got a negative times a negative. So therefore my answer is positive because a negative times a negative, they're the same. It comes out positive. So if I look here, 2 times 4 is 8. I have one negative and one positive 4. So a negative times a positive is a negative. I have a negative times a negative. So I'm going to do 5 times 4 is 20. And because I have a negative times a negative times a negative is a positive. 6 times 7 is 42. I've got one positive, one negative. So the positive and the negative come out negative. Okay, now this one has three numbers. So I'm going to do 2 times 4 is 8, times 3 is 24, and then I'm going to take just 2 at a time. So negative times a negative gives me a positive, but then a positive times a negative gives me a negative. So this would be a negative 24. Basically, if I have an odd number of negatives, it's going to come out negative. If I have an even number, like if there were 4 numbers that were all negative, it would come out to positive. But you can take it like just 2 at a time. So taking these 2 and then whatever that answer is, figuring out the other one. So you can kind of do it in series like that if it helps. So let's look at some division. Okay, the rules for division are exactly the same. So if I have negative 36 divided by 3, okay, remember the fraction bar is a division sign. So 36 divided by 3 is 12. I have one negative, one positive. So one negative and one positive is going to come out negative. Okay, they're different signs, so it's going to be negative. If I take negative 48 divided by negative 6, okay, 48 divided by 6 is 8. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so it stays as positive 8. If I take 50 divided by negative 10, okay, and again, I can show division this way or I can show division this way. It doesn't matter. 50 divided by 10 is 5. I've got one positive, one negative. It's going to come out negative 5. Okay? I hope this helps and have a great day.